Python and R are probably the two most widely used languages in data science. This course uses Python, and now we will see why. There are actually very few arguments against this usage. It is an open source, general purpose, high-level language. I would like to quickly go over these points. Open source means that it is free to use and people can actually contribute to it. For example, the sklearn package that we will use extensively started out as a Google Summer of Code project, but developed into one of the most popular free machine learning packages. If Python wasn't an open source framework, then that wouldn't have happened. Moreover, it is available for use in all major operating systems, Windows, Mac, and Linux. General purpose shows that it is suitable for all types of needs, not only data science and machine learning, but also pre-processing, web programming, and just about anything you can think of. We will focus on its analytical part. High level. That's a bit more technical, but loosely explained, it has an easy syntax, which is close to logical human language, and which is later translated into lower-level languages or even zeros and ones. For example, the NumPy package actually goes through the programming language C, and that's why it is so fast. That said, we have to note that Python isn't among the fastest programming languages. However, it is very easy to learn and use, and there are countless packages developed and maintained for it. Okay, now we have to install Python and Jupyter. But why isn't there just one software application called Python that you can install on your computer that is automatically updated and that runs everything smoothly? Well, Python is a programming language. It can allow you to communicate with the computer. To do that, you'll need the help of a specific software or an application, namely the Jupyter Notebook app, which is more often called Jupyter, can help us do that. It is a servant-client application that allows you to edit your code through a web browser. Consider the following graph. All units represent different software. On one side, you have several language kernels. These are programs designed to read and execute code in a specific programming language, like Python, R, or Julia. The Jupyter installation always comes with an installed Python kernel, and the other kernels can be installed additionally. On the other side, you have various types of interfaces where you can write code. They represent the clients. An example of such a client is the web browser. The Jupyter server provides the environment where a client is matched with a corresponding language's kernel. In our case, we will focus on Python and a web browser as a client or as an interactive shell. Your work will be stored in a notebook document, and since we will be strictly using the Python language, it will be called IPython notebook file, with the file format .ipynb. Having said all that, we can explain why Jupyter is used in so many large corporations like Google, Microsoft, and IBM. For its design, it is well suited for demonstrations of programming concepts and training. First, in large corporations, solving a particular task could require coding in a few languages, say Python, R, Julia, or PHP. Instead of installing different interfaces for each language kernel you need, Jupyter allows you to use the same structure of the notebook type of file. Simply, each notebook you create will connect to the language kernel you request. Consider also, this file can be easily stored locally or on a remote server. Therefore, Jupyter facilitates the communication between teams in a corporation tremendously. Second, Jupyter is not a text editor that opens a new window every time you execute a different part of your code, as is the case with some other software applications. In the same file, you can have pure text that can communicate a message to the reader, computer code like Python, and output containing rich text like equations, figures, graphs, pictures, and others. This simplifies the process of the workflow immensely, and Jupyter Notebook is increasingly preferred over other software packages. That's why we'll use it too. The next step would be to install Anaconda, a software package that contains both the Python program language and the Jupyter Notebook app. Thank you for watching.